Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Akshit and today I'm here with this bad boy which I just got in hopes that it will finally make my voice louder. I apologize if it doesn't. If it doesn't, then I really don't know what to do. But here's to hoping that it does the job. Anyway, coming to today's video, we have online learning to talk about today. So let's get into it. So obviously online coaching has had a significant boom since the pandemic because we all were forced to go online. So a lot of students actually took to learning platforms like Physics Wala, Unacademy, as well as learning on YouTube as the primary source of learning. We were, as I said, forced to do that. But since then, I think online learning has come a long way, and it's right now at a place where I think it can genuinely pose a challenge to traditional coaching, and that too at a fraction of the cost. As I said, nowadays a lot of people are willingly signing up for these courses and completing their study. Well, some of them are doing their studies completely from YouTube as well. So if anybody is interested in knowing what you actually require in online learning and the resources you have, etc., I hope this video serves as a guide to all of you. And without any further ado, let's get started. Let's talk about the pretty and ugly things about online learning. I didn't necessarily want to call them pros and cons because, some of these things may be pros for some people and cons for the other. So while looking at these points, you can decide if that point specifically is a pro or a con for you, and then decide whether online learning is for you or not. So let's get started with the pretty stuff. Of course, you get to study on your own terms. You get to decide what you want to study, when you want to study. You basically have complete control over your schedule, which is a pretty nice thing. Also, if you have backlogs, you don't need to worry about missing upcoming lectures or not understanding anything in them, because you can postpone those lectures and focus on your backlogs. You don't have to be pressured about your backlogs because, as I said, you can control your scheduling any which way you want. Another advantage of online learning is that you have a variety of teachers. So I can guarantee you there won't be any subject where you won't find a teacher whose teaching style suits you. So that is a huge plus point that you don't really get in traditional coaching, where you're stuck with the teachers you have in a batch. So that is a pretty good point that makes a lot of people gravitate towards online learning. And also, about mock tests, if you download free mock tests from Google, if you know where to search for them, you can take these mock tests. You can download the PDF or print them out and take these mock tests whenever you want at your own convenience, which is what I did. And that is a huge plus point because I did not want to necessarily give the tests on a scheduled date just because that's who I am. So if that's who you are too, I think that would benefit you as well. Otherwise, you also have obviously the option to join test series. Completely up to you. Coming to the slightly uglier stuff, firstly, you need a lot of self-discipline to get into online learning. That is a requirement. If you don't have self-discipline, you won't be able to go through it, because here you don't really have anybody looking after you. Like in traditional coachings, you have teachers, you have mentors, even your parents sometimes get involved and help you through completing your syllabus and performing in tests, etc. Here you don't really have that guidance, if you will. So yeah, that is something that can be difficult in online learning. So yeah, pretty ugly point. Also, there are a lot of distraction, if I may say so myself, especially if you're studying on YouTube. So you need to have that willpower and self-discipline in order to make sure that you don't click on that video while you're studying. So yeah, if you don't have the willpower or the self-discipline, or if you're not willing to build that willpower or self-discipline, I'm sorry to tell you, but online learning may not be the medium for you, because willpower and self-discipline are an absolute requirement here. Another thing about online is that you need to devise a proper schedule yourself and also keep track of it. There are no academic coordinators or teachers here that will design your syllabus for you and make sure that a certain chapter is being completed at a certain time, etc., etc. You have to coordinate all of that, so that can get stressful, but it is also, a lot of freedom, which is how I took it. So if you are looking for that kind of freedom, go ahead and get into it. Another thing about online learning is that it's very easy to procrastinate because nobody is looking after you. You are the only person who is keeping yourself accountable. So without that external help, your accountability can take a hit, and you can end up procrastinating for hours or days on end. So that can be tough to handle, but with the right setup and the right productivity tips, you can also take care of that. And the last thing I would like to talk about is doubts. So if you're a person who can't get the doubts solved from Google or by sharing them with a friend, online learning can be difficult for you, because no matter how much these platforms advertise that they have doubt solving classes or live doubt solving 1-on-1 session, all of that is crap. Nobody does doubt solving properly, and you'll not get adequate doubt solving if you try to get into online learning and join one of these platforms. It will simply not happen. So if you need to have that connection with the teacher and ask doubts regularly, I'll advise you to go for offline learning. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the actual resources you will need to study online. So the resources are divided into 3 parts: the teachers, obviously, the books, as well as some mock tests. So let's start with the list of helpful channels, shall we? First of the list is Unacademy JEE, and they are a pretty good channel, especially for maths and chemistry. I don't like the physics teachers very much. I couldn't understand anything they taught me, so I wouldn't recommend them for physics, but again, to each their own. Obviously watch their lectures in 2x. They speak very slowly is what I've noticed, even for normal, they speak like me. So Unacademy JEE is pretty good. If you skip the ads they have in the beginning and the end, you'll get 40 minutes approximately worth of good content that you can cover pretty easily. Another teacher that I would like to separately mention is Paras Thakur sir, who used to teach at Unacademy JEE but has since gone on to his own YouTube channel called Canvas Classes. I want to specifically mention him because I studied chemistry from his lectures only, and they were pretty good to say the least. He covered a lot of theory and he explained things in a very concise manner, which I quite liked, so you can check him out as well. So the next channel that I would like to talk about is Math on Go. So I didn't necessarily study any theory from Math on Go, but what they provided me with was a lot of in-depth analysis about the JEE exam, as well as some FAQs that I used during the break between the February and March session. They were really helpful. So I think both of these things, analysis and FAQs, are very important to the JEE exam, almost as important as practicing and practicing your concepts as well. Now, I would say both of these things, analysis as well as FAQs, are very important, so I encourage you to check out Math on Go's channel and website, where you will find these resources. And of course, I think Math on Go offers courses only in maths. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, check them out if you want as well. Up to you completely. The next teacher I would like to talk about is Pahul sir. So Pahul sir used to teach on the Catalysis YouTube channel and has since moved on to the Alchemist YouTube channel, and I primarily watched his videos for revision in chemistry. He's a chemistry teacher and they were very nice, to say the least. He explained every concept in a clear and concise manner, and since those were revision videos, he included only the relevant topics and explained every topic very briefly, which helped a lot. Now his style of teaching was very nice. I really liked it. I haven't really seen his regular lectures, but obviously the style of teaching doesn't change, so I highly recommend you check him out as well. And if you don't want him for your regular lectures, definitely check his videos out for revision. They'll be really helpful. The next teacher I would like to talk about is Neha Agarwal ma'am. He used to teach on Vedantu Math and has since started teaching on the Mathematically Inclined channel. So I also watched her videos for revision as well for math, and they were very nice. Like her one shot and revision video series, and even those 25 question series, they were all very nice. All the concepts were very clearly explained, and all the questions were very nice. She included very recent PYQs as well as also some very good level questions that were, I think that they were very helpful in the very final months of my preparation. So yeah, definitely check it out. And she also has some good tips and tricks on her channel. Like I usually don't go for tips and tricks, but she genuinely has some very good tricks that you can actually apply in your exam. So check her out as well. Coming to the next channel, of course, how could I go through a video about online coaching without mentioning this name? Physics Wala, the biggest name in the Indian education, online education industry. So Physics Wala, what can I say? I haven't necessarily, I have not studied from Physics Wala at all, but it is the biggest channel in the education industry online here, and there's a reason for that. And nowadays Physics Wala has a lot of batches running as well at very minimal and affordable costs, so you can check those out as well. They have their own study material and everything. You can check those out, and just what can I say, biggest channel in the industry. So yeah, check them out as well. Going further, we have Physics Galaxy. Again, Physics Galaxy is not something that I've watched, but I've seen a lot of praise about it in my comments as well, because I think Physics Galaxy is one of the oldest channels that's been around for JEE coaching, and it's also one of the only channels, only very few channels that provide JEE Advanced content with the JEE Advanced revision checklist that they have. So you can definitely check out their content as well. Physics Galaxy is one of the few physics teachers that I would recommend, because honestly I really don't think that there are a lot of quality physics teachers online. I've studied from more than 5 teachers, and I still haven't grasped some concepts clearly. Now that I think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Well, moment of introspection there. Moving forward, we have the final channel that I would like to recommend to you is Mohit Tyagi sir's channel. Team Competition is what I'd like to recommend next. Firstly, also because his channel also receives a lot of love in my comments, and his channel is also like Physics Galaxy, one of the only channels that provides JEE Advanced level content. Now, disclaimer, this is not something I have tried personally, this JEE Advanced content of Mohit Tyagi sir. This is something that I've heard and read on a lot of places. But yeah, so this is something that is entirely subjective. You have to check it out to believe it. I haven't, so it's up to you. But since a lot of people praise Mohit Tyagi sir, that's why I've included him here. And so, as I've said, those are all the channels. You have a lot of options. So I would just like to say that while choosing a teacher, just make sure that the only criteria you're looking for is the compatibility between the teacher and you. So the way a teacher teaches, his teaching style, his or her teaching style, it is compatible with your learning style, which is the most important thing when you are studying online or offline. So take care of that. And भाई मतलब मैं क्या बोलूँ, लोग टीचर ढूंढने में ही पूरा अपना पढ़ने का टाइम लगा देते, तो don't be like that. Take 3 days, 2 days, a week max to max, बट अपने टीचर पे डिसाइड करो और पढ़ने बैठ जाओ भैया. तुम अगर पढ़ोगे नहीं तो कुछ नहीं होगा, टीचर कोई भी हो जाए. प्लीज स्टडी. तो चुपचाप मतलब टीचर मिलके पढ़ना शुरू हो जाना, एंड डोंट लुक बैक. नाउ talking about books and coaching material, I have talked a lot about books on my channel. I've lost count of the time I've mentioned books. Anyway, I would like to summarize everything that I've talked about books on this channel in the next 3 points. Firstly, prefer coaching material over books. Coaching material contain problems from different sources, from different books, so that will give you a wide variety of content to practice, and that would be better for your preparation. Secondly, if you once you're done with study material and you want to practice more, I would suggest going for a reference book. Then you can buy any reputed book in the market, because a lot of books have overlapping content. That's what I've noticed. So any reputed book will work. There is no secret book that you have to do in order to clear IIT. There's no such thing like that. So just buy any reputed book and get on with it. Thirdly, if you don't want recommendations for books, I have a video on it, as you all know. You can find it up here, and there I explain properly why I like these books and why I'm using them, so you can check them out as well. And that is it for books. Now, mock tests are not something you will find very easily on the internet, but you will if you know where to Google, or if you watch my mock tests video, you'll find a link there. So you can find mock tests there, and the best thing about having PDFs of mock tests with you is that you can give them at any time you want without any pressure. So like, you can give them at your convenience. Now that's like my favorite thing. I really like on-demand mock tests, so that is what you get here. If you want to compare yourself to other kids and watch real time your rank, scores, etc, 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 you can also opt for a test series. You can use any reputed coachings test series. You have Quota coachings, you have FitG, Allen, BMC, Resonance, Akash, etc, etc. So you have a lot of options there as well, so you can choose that. And make sure you do have tests with you, because mock tests are important. I cannot stress this enough. Mock tests are very important for you, and you need to have them in your preparation. As I've said repeatedly, planning is the first and most important step of learning, whether you're learning online or offline. It is also sometimes the hardest step that you'll have to do. Now, I was going to tell you exactly how I planned during my online learning year that I had in 12th. But then I realized I've already made a video about that. So if you don't want to check out how I planned, I go in excruciating detail in this video up here. You can check that out. This is in my class 12 strategy video. And I also have a class 11 strategy video where I mention some basic fundamentals of planning. It's not necessarily about online planning, but planning in general. So you can also watch that for some good tips. So I'll link the playlist here and you can find it there. And just go watch these videos, and everything about planning in online learning will be clear to you. I would have included the planning process in this video, but then this video would become unnecessarily long, and well, if the information is already out there, why would I do it again? The hardest part of studying online is by far self-discipline. I mentioned that you need crazy amounts of self-discipline and willpower in order to study online and avoid distraction, and it's true. You're the only person who can hold yourself accountable during online learning. There are no teachers or parents running after you, like, you have this test coming up, you have to complete this chapter, we're gonna start a new chapter on Monday, etc, etc. So you don't have that here. Everything is in your control, so it's very easy to procrastinate and not be disciplined about your studies, and you can't let that ruin you. So yeah, building self-discipline and willpower is very important. Also, as I mentioned, for distractions as well. So how do you build this willpower, Akshit? You've mentioned this so much. Tell us the secret to build it. There is no secret, I think. Well, willpower and self-discipline, you have to understand, they come from within. Like, they are mental qualities that you have to develop. Nothing they're not just like you snap a finger and use your infinity stones and they come out. That's not it. So you have to practice and build it. You have to build, like, you have to go, like, when you're studying and you see a video, you have to tell yourself that no, I'm not going to click on this, I'm going to study. And that is how you build it. It's just building a habit, and building a habit requires constantly, consciously telling yourself that no, you can't do this, and well, that's how you build it. So stop looking for tips and tricks. I don't think they'll work there. Obviously, you have a lot of productivity tips that can help boost your productivity, but they don't really do anything about your motivation and willpower. So that is something you have to look on your own. I also have a video about I also have a video on productivity tips which you can check out here, and it will help boost your productivity a little, but it won't do anything for your willpower or self-discipline. You have to build it. So it's like that. If you have it, good enough. If you don't, you can build it. So get to it. All right, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more things like this. Tell me how my audio quality was. I'm really hoping that it is much better. Here's to hoping that it is, and I'll be back next week with another video for you guys, and I have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, so I'm very excited to share it all with you when the time is right. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.